Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new then welcome. My name's Christina, and on my channel we talk all things beauty from my own experiences. So before you go, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave any comments that you have for me down below. This video is a bit later than I anticipated it to be, but today we're going to be testing out and doing a wear test of the brand new Natasha Denona HyGlam Concealers. I have two shades here. I had a little bit of trouble finding a shade. We'll get into that later, but I'm going to do an entire wear test, give you guys my thoughts on final face of makeup, and we'll see how this goes. So if you have been curious about these, then let's get started. I do have two shades like I mentioned. The first one is YP8 and then the second one is YN9. So I am typically always a neutral undertone when it comes to foundations, concealers, all of that of the sort. However, whenever I picked up a shade, which was N9 originally, the neutral 9 shade, it was super bright, a little bit too stark bright to the point where it just looked like it washed me out almost. So I had to go back and I watched a couple of videos on how to match it to your face. I ended up going with YN9 and YP, so yellow peach and yellow neutral. So I am more on the yellow undertone with these. They are broken down between pinks, yellows, neutrals, and goldens, I think it is. Let me pull it up before I give you guys wrong information. Okay, they're broken up into neutral undertones, rosy undertones, peach undertones, yellow undertones, all of those 4 undertones. I would definitely recommend going into stores to swatch them out and see. Obviously, I already tried this out because I did try the N9. Spoiler alert, I think I like the formulation, but I just was not a huge fan of the shade. These retail for $30. There's so many shades. So there are 50 shades of the concealer, and they also came out with correctors. There are 6 correctors, so technically there's like 56 shades. You can use the concealer and corrector together. I kind of debated on if I should do that, but I did watch someone else's video where they did the corrector and the concealer, and it really didn't make a huge difference. So I decided I wanted 2 concealer shades rather than, you know, a corrector and one of the concealer shades. By the way, if I look funny because my fingers are like I'm not like gripping down on anything, it's because I just painted my nails with this gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous shade. I'm obsessed with it. What's Up Beauty sent me all of the shades from their Geodes collection, and this is the shade Earth-like. It is a gem encrusted nail polish. And fun fact, this is my favorite shade of like duochrome when it comes to eyeshadows. So for this to be in a nail polish form, I am just thoroughly obsessed. It's gorgeous, it's icy, it's bronzy, it's purpley. I love it. All right, did I even read the specs? It's so early. This is supposed to be a brightening and hydrating crease-proof serum concealer. It's also supposed to reduce puffiness and blur the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles over the use of 28 days. You'd have to wear it every day, and you would have to wear the right amount of product. So take it as you will. It's a natural medium buildable coverage. So I thought it was full coverage. It is medium buildable with a luminous matte finish. Yeah, these more yellow undertoned ones definitely look like they'll match me a lot better. Here's YP8 and here is YN9. I wanted to prep with some under eye cream. This is the Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. I've been using this ever since I bought it in March, I believe, during the sale, and I really like it just to add extra hydration. I can't say if I think it has any lasting brightness effect because I've kind of solely been using this whenever I wear makeup. I should be using it daily though. I'm just gonna go in with my Embryolisse primer. I'm just going to hydrate the skin. I do think I want to use a gripping primer today. I'll be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer just in my T-zone really. I find this works best for me when I use a very tiny bit of it. What foundation shall we use today? I'm between 2 of my current favorites, the Haus Labs foundation and the Laura Mercier foundation. I just used the Haus Labs, so let's do the Laura Mercier one today. I'm gonna go in with this Real Techniques flat brush. I have my foundation on this palette here, and we're just gonna paint this on before we buff it out. And typically I would go in with a little bit more foundation, but because we are testing concealers, I figure we can get that coverage that I want through the concealers. And I was debating on layering the different shades. However, well, no, let's see. Maybe I'll do one on either side, or maybe I'll end up layering them. But let's start with the shade YN9 because I do think that this one is going to be more of a true match to my skin versus being a brightener. So the doe foots on these are very flat, they're very thin, and they do have a little bit of a slant to them. I do like how thin this is. It does have that little hole for the doe foot to kind of hold that product in. Can't tell if it has a scent. It is a very flexible wand as well. We're just going to do the right side with YN9. And then I'm gonna spot conceal as well. Just have some baby breakouts right now. I'm breaking out a lot on this side of my face. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. This is weird. So as I'm letting it sit, I feel like right here it's burning a little bit. Like it feels like a little bit irritating. Not burning to where I feel like I have to take it off, but definitely where I feel something going on there. But everywhere else on my face, I'm not feeling anything. I wonder if my skin around my eyes is just sensitive right now. Odd. That's very odd. Bit concerning. Taking this Rare Beauty concealer brush, I'm just going to tap everything and kind of buff it out at the same time. I like this shade for spot concealing. It is a little bit lighter than the foundation, but that's okay. Definitely see where the whole serum thing is coming in because it blends out like a serum, but it's still giving me really good pigmentation. I would say this is for sure medium coverage because you can still see a little bit of my scarring and where I place that concealer. A little bit of my dark circles too. Feels super lightweight though. I'm gonna take the shade YP8 right on the inner part of my eyes because I feel like there's a little bit of darkness there that we can cover up with this shade and just a little bit more concealer. So I'm just going to put it right there. And it really does spread very thin. Definitely feels like a serum concealer versus maybe a creamy thick concealer. Going to let her sit, and actually looking at it on my face now, it definitely looks a little bit more yellow because it is that yellow peach shade. Going in with a really light hand when I blend this too. Yeah, that's definitely a lot more yellow on me, yellow toned. I think I like YN9 better than YP8. I can't really tell too much if it's any brighter. Like, I think just the tone, the undertone of it is different. I'll go ahead and put this on my eyelids as well. I had a sponge ready to blend it out in case it got streaky, but it doesn't seem to be streaky at all. It's blending out really nicely with just a brush. I definitely think it's because of how thin the texture is. All right, here is what this side of the face is looking like with the concealer. We did use both of them, but I only use YP8 on that inner corner. Everything else is gonna be YN9. I would say that I still see a little bit of my discoloration, a little bit of that hyperpigmentation peeking through right here. My active, or I guess like healing pimples, you can still see a little bit, not too bad. It's looking pretty good, but I'm not blown away quite yet. I think my favorite thing about the concealer so far is how thin it is and how it spreads out really nice and evenly. Because I'm curious about these shades, I am going to use YP8 on this side of the face. I was considering just layering them like I kind of did on this side, but I do want to see how it looks all over the face. So let's go ahead and do YP8, the same areas that we put the other concealer on the right side. Oh yeah, that's gonna look very different. I don't know if it's gonna make my acne scars a little too bright, like obvious that it's concealer. I like how pointed the tip is because I can just easily go in and dot it on top of my tiny little acne scarring. Let's go ahead and use this shade on the forehead too. While we let this sit, let's go ahead and bronze and blush this side of the face. Okay, here is the left side of the face. Now, I already bronzed this side, so don't get distracted by that. Let's just kind of look at the different tones. To be quite honest, once it's blended out, they pretty much look the same to me. What do you guys think? I'm specifically looking under the eyes, like the tones of them. Let me go ahead and bronze this side of the face too, so we can like really compare it, because I'm getting kind of distracted at how bronze this side is. Okay, so let's compare what the concealers are looking like. Again, this is more peach and this is more neutral when it comes to the yellow undertones. So actually, I feel like now that I'm all bronze, I'm kind of vibing with the yellow peach. I feel like it's a little bit more consistent in shade and tone. It kind of blends in to the bronzer better on my face than this. This looks a little bit more stark neutral. It just seems a hair more white than yellow undertone, and I kind of feel like the yellow is meshing with my skin tone really nicely. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. Which one do you think is better? I don't know if I would say that this is a natural matte finish. I kind of feel like it's a dewy matte. Like you can see right here on the right side of my face, this has been sitting on my face a little bit longer, a couple more minutes than the left side. The left side is looking a little bit more matte, but I did tap it out with my sponge just to get that excess, and I wanted to show you guys what this side looked like without doing that. And also the concealer is kind of traveling into this deep set line that I have. That's pretty normal with any concealer though. I always set because of that specific line. Does it say it's crease proof? Oh yeah, it does say it's creaseless. Maybe creaseless one set? It's definitely not a self-setting concealer. Just gonna get that excess product out of there because that could be what's causing the creasing. All right, we are back. I did my eye makeup, the rest of my powders and all of that stuff, and we are looking pretty good, I must say. This base is looking pretty promising for the rest of the day. I still have not done my hair. I don't know if I ever will today. So let's do a little close-up on the face. The concealer is looking great. It pretty much just like blended in, melted into the rest of my makeup, set down really nicely. I'm not seeing anything looking too spotty, too obviously like this is concealer type of thing, you know, where it's not the right shade or anything. I'm really glad that I went and exchanged that first shade for these two. I really did consider just sticking to that one doing the video, but these honestly look just so much better. The way that it's looking in camera, I'm trying to look at my monitor here, and honestly, I can't really tell too much of a difference between the YP8 on this side and YN9 on this side. You guys let me know if you're seeing anything. I'm kind of feeling like the peach tones in YP8 are kind of correcting that under eye darkness a little bit more right in the inner corner versus here, but I'm not quite sure because like you guys saw, I did put YP8 on this side too, so I don't know, maybe it's just in my head. Again, please let me know in the comments. I feel like I really need y'all's input on this because I can't tell. Since setting it, I'm not seeing any type of creasing. I've had it on for at least 20 to 30 minutes now. Nothing is looking too patchy, too textured. This side of my face is looking a little bit more textured though, but I think this side, this under eye is already a little bit more textured because that's where I always notice a little bit more. I like it. I think it's nice. I think it's nice and lightweight. If you're the type of person that does not like a thicker, creamier concealer, such as maybe the Milk Makeup one, maybe the Huda Beauty one is too thick for you, Urban Decay Quickie Concealer, you know, if you're more of a fan of Kosas Concealer, that one and this one, their textures are very similar. I would say that the Natasha Denona one is a little bit thinner than the Kosas ones. Overall, I think it's great. I think that they're going to be concealers that I use pretty regularly, especially because the tones seem to work really nicely for my skin currently. I don't think it's anything revolutionary though. I think that they're good concealers. I like the applicators very much. I like the coverage. I like that I can kind of build it a little bit, but it doesn't stand out as this is a holy grail so far. That could definitely change the more I use it. We'll see how much I really reach for it. I'm gonna be doing a wear test throughout the day. The rest of my footage is most likely just going to be on my phone, so we're gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll wrap this part up of the video. So if you guys want to see the rest of the wear test, then keep watching. Wanted to show you guys the concealer right here in Natural Daylight. I'm standing in front of my window, kind of accentuating and going into that crease right there, but other than that, it's looking really good on the face. And usually with all concealers, I have that issue, especially on this side of my face, so I kind of just take my finger and pat it out, but I'm gonna leave it for now to see how intense it gets. Hi guys, doing my first check-in. It's 3:41. We just got home. We took our puppy to Petco just to socialize her a little bit. She just got spayed 2 weeks ago, so we are finally able to take her out and do stuff again. We were taking her to restaurants and stuff before that, just to keep her very social and get her used to like being out and about. But let's look at the makeup. So the concealer is looking pretty good. I'm specifically looking again at those deep creases. This one definitely looks worse than this one. I don't think that has anything to do with the shades really. It's just kind of the amount that I used and the fact that this one is just way deeper of a crease. But other than that, face is looking pretty solid, I would say. Nowhere else that I had the concealer is looking too crazy. This, because I put bronzer right on top, is looking a little accentuated, but that looked like that beforehand. I'm not seeing anything too bad. Actually, the makeup is looking really great in general. I feel like the Milk Hydro Grip Primer is really doing its thing, keeping the makeup on. It's 84 degrees outside today, but it feels like 90. Very hot, very sunny day. So really pleased with this so far. I really like it. Check in. Still looking really good. The sun. I feel like it's kind of faded right here, but I was laying on this side. Took a short nap. Ooh. Alright guys, I am at my parents' now. We're gonna have dinner and I just wanted to do my last check-in. So, concealer's looking good. Pretty creasy right here, but doesn't, like, it hasn't gotten worse. It's kind of just like the amount that it usually creases, you know? But everything else looks good. My face looks pretty good. I did take a nap earlier, so there's a little bit of spotting. Again, it's not revolutionary, but it's a good concealer. Alrighty guys, that is everything for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!